For the heart space intention of practice or the offering, I woke up this morning and of course am in the bad habit of checking my phone when I wake up. But this morning I was glad that I did because I pulled up Instagram and I just looked at three stories, right? But one of those stories is from this gal that I know through pole dancing. And on Sunday evening, she performed, and I went to this performance. And it's always super inspiring to see people dancing because everyone has their own style and expression, different techniques. And she was incredible, right? And I've danced with this gal for a while now. And I've gotten to watch her growth from the peripheral, and I always love watching people's growth. I think that's one of the reasons I really enjoy offering yoga is I get to see people as they grow in connection to their bodies. But she posted something and it said, she had this realization over the weekend, right? She said, if you always try to be someone else, you will always be living in the shadow of someone else. And while I was watching her perform, you can tell that she is dancing for her, and that shines through, and that she's not trying to dance like anyone else. She's in this incredibly intimate connection with her body, and it shows in the smoothness of every transition, in the way that she moves. And I think that's really relatable to yoga. When you see someone moving who's in really deep mind-body connection and mind-body awareness, you can see that in their practice. I think it can also be seen when someone is practicing for the room or for someone else. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about home practice. And even though I'm guiding you, you are at home, you are in your practice, and there's no one else around you. And so the invitation is to be really in tune with what your individual body needs, to be monitoring your energy levels as we go through class and adjusting accordingly, and letting that feedback information from your body guide you in every moment. Yeah. Anyhow, thank you, Instagram, for this morning's words of wisdom. We're going to start, though, in a cross-legged seat. So go ahead and find your way there. It doesn't matter what shin is in front. If you want to support yourself with a block or a bolster or anything, take a moment to settle in. And as you begin to find your seat, allow your eyes to close. And just starting from our root up, the bowl of our pelvis, the base of our spine, find a little tilt in your pelvis forward and then back. And then as you tilt back and forth, you're just searching for that sweet spot where you feel your posture kind of brighten. So you feel this sense of lift and length along the center channel of your body, the column of your spine. And once you find that sweet spot, allow yourself to settle there. And then from there, feel a lift from the center of your chest, just a slight lift, a sense of buoyancy at your heart space, sense of lightness. And then allow your shoulders to draw up towards your ears, and then slide them back and let them settle down into the support of your torso. Your palms can be face down or they can be face up. Maybe try both and then see what feels most true in the moment. And softening through your jaw, through your cheekbones and the areas around your eyes. Soften the space between your eyebrows and across your eyebrows and above your eyebrows, your forehead. And as you deepen your breath, think about your inhale, creating more lift and length through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, keeping that lift, feel your pelvis ground down. Every slow, expansive inhale creates a reach for the sky through the crown of your head. Shoulders stay integrated into the torso. With every exhale, feel how your pelvis roots down and drops down into this part of the earth. With each breath, you're creating space. As you inhale, maybe you feel your rib cage float a little bit further from your pelvis. As you feel that lift of your rib cage, you might notice the engagement at your core, your center. And as you exhale, you notice where you can soften, where you can release any unnecessary tension that you can let go. This invitation of being curious about who we are and maybe who we've strove to be. We remind ourselves that when we try to be anything that we are not, when we try to step into the identity, the character, the persona of someone else, that we're abandoning the truth of who we are and our unique offerings and our own authenticity. And there's so much within that uniqueness and authenticity that the world needs. You are you because there is a reason for you being you. And so we get to honor that through this practice. We get to tap into who we are when we let go of the eyes of anyone else. When we're not moving the sense of being watched or having to prove anything. We can set expectations aside and we can actually tap into what's really there just for us. And so honoring your body, honoring your breath, honoring your energy level and what you need this morning, go ahead and bring one or both hands to your heart. We'll just take 3 rounds of cleansing breath together. And as you're ready, really deep, expansive inhale. And then as you're ready, open mouth exhale. And following your breath pace for 2 more, we inhale. And then open mouth exhale. And just one more time, a deep breath in. And a clearing, cleansing exhale out. As you release your hands and slowly start to open your eyes, we are going to stay in a cross-legged seat, but if you want to switch out your shins for this first moment, feel free to do so. And then from your cross-legged seat, we'll inhale, circle, sweep your hands up to the sky. On your exhale, take a side bend over to your right. Your right hand will find the earth, let your left hand reach up and over you. Now, rather than reaching through your fingertips, there is an extension of the fingertips, but think about lifting through your left ribs. So breathing space into that area between your left hip point and your left armpit. That way we can allow the shoulder to relax out of the ear a little bit more. And then from here, let your head relax towards your right shoulder. Let it get heavy. And then your left hand is going to reach in the opposite direction. So as you reach your left hand away from your body, rotate your palm to face the earth. Let your collarbones open a little bit wider, and then reach down and away with your left palm. If you want to increase the intensity, you can flex the tops of your left fingers up to the sky, and you can kind of floss it back and forth a little bit. But try to relax your head. It's not often that we let our head just hang. Good. And then from here, the reach of your left hand is going to slowly start to pull you up through center. Gently tip the crown of your head to the sky. Go ahead and inhale, circle, sweep your hands to the ceiling. On your exhale, eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left. Shoulders out of ears, but lift your elbows in line with your shoulders. Create some distance between your hands and your face, so slide your hands forward. As you inhale, lift up through your heart. Think cow spine, feel the bowl of your pelvis tip slightly forward. And as you exhale, round through your spine, think cat spine. Let your head drop, reach your fingertips down towards the earth. It can create that distance between your hands and your face. As you breathe in, slowly lift it back up. On your exhale, unravel through goddess arms, open your chest. Allowing your hands to release to the earth, just switch out your shins, and then inhale, circle sweep your hands to the sky. Exhale, side bend over to your left. As your left hand plants to the earth, let your head drop towards your left shoulder, and think about breathing your right ribs off of your pelvis. To help root down with your right hip, your left hand can push down into the earth and energetically away from your body. That's going to anchor your right hip down to the ground. And from that anchored place, maybe you can create more space in your side body. You'll start to relax your head and start to reach your right hand in the opposite direction. And offer your breath into that space between your right shoulder and your right ear. Maybe flex your right fingertips up to the sky and then think about pressing the heel of your hand down and away. Option to kind of floss it back and forth. Collarbones are open across the heart space. I forgot to mention this on the first side. You can also take your gaze down towards your left shoulder. Maybe slightly tuck your chin. So exploring different angles. And then your right hand is going to start to pull you up through center. Just slowly tip the crown of your head to the sky. Big breath in as you circle sweep. Exhale your left arm underneath your right eagle arm. So again, let your shoulders integrate into your torso, but then lift your elbows up in opposition to that. Hands slide forward away from your face. Inhale to lift your sternum, feel your shoulder blades tilt your heart to the sky. And exhale, round your spine. Aim your fingertips to the earth. Again, try to let your head just hang for a moment. With an inhalation, go ahead and slowly lift it back up. On your exhalation, unravel through your goddess arms. Good. From here, we're going to shift into our tabletop pose. So start to find your way to all fours. As you find your tabletop, we'll inhale to a cow pose. Heart and tailbone scoop up. And on your exhale, cat pose, we begin with your tailbone. Let your low back follow, mid back, upper back, your thoracic spine, head drops. As you inhale to your cow pose, you can find a little bit of a scoop action. So think about the crown of your head leading the way, sternum follows, and the rest of your spine into your cow pose. And one more time to your cat pose, tucking through your tail, let the rest of your spine slowly follow. Shoulders stay out of ears as you push the earth away. Then this time as you inhale and scoop forward to your cow pose, and keep your hips high. Walk your hands forward for Anahatasana, puppy pose. Forehead or chest come to the earth. Let your sternum sink down to the ground. Take a big breath here. If you want to stay a couple extra breaths, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you're going to push into your hands, walk back into your tabletop pose. And then we're going to take a tabletop gecko pose. So hands will go wider than your yoga mat. Tent your fingertips on the earth. Slide your shoulders out of your ears and then slide your heart forward a little bit. Take your inhale, and then as you exhale, dive your heart straight down. Send your elbows wide over your wrists. Now think about spreading your collarbones across your chest. Imagine you can reach your left elbow to the left side of the room and your right elbow to the right side of the room. Heart dips towards the earth. On your inhale, lift back up. And then on our exhale, we're going to add a twist. Tip your right shoulder towards center and twist your gaze to the left. Shoulders out of ears, elbows forward over wrists. We'll breathe into the midline. And exhale, second side, left shoulder dips in, twist towards the right. Then inhale to your center. And as you exhale, find your way into tabletop pose again. Tuck your toes underneath with your breath. And then hover your knees just above the earth as you breathe out. You're in your hovering tabletop pose. It's really active through your center here. Now you can keep your knees hovering. You can drop your knees to the earth. We're going to inhale right leg up and back into a one-legged tabletop. So this is a hovering one-legged tabletop or a traditional one-legged tabletop if you want your left knee on the ground. The hovering variation is going to be a lot spicier than if your left knee is on the earth. Your left quad will light up a little bit more. So you decide, take a breath in. On your exhale, bring your right knee towards your nose, push into your hands. And then step it back to your high plank. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back. Downward facing dog, push your hips to the sky. Then take a moment here, stretch one heel to the earth and then the other. Just breathing length into the backs of your legs. And eventually walk it forward into your forward fold, top of your yoga mat. Soft knees, heavy head, take a breath. Maybe pinkies to opposite elbow creases to hang in ragdoll. And there's no rush, just as you're ready. And inhale will lengthen you halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulders out of ears. And exhale, forward fold release. We'll breathe in to rise all the way to stand. Urdhva Hastasana, the big circle, sweep to the sky. On your exhale, soft knees, goddess your arms, feel your sternum lift to the ceiling. With your inhale, re-extend your fingers to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Soft knees, hinge at your hips. Take a half lift on your inhale. And step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat as you exhale. Left knee comes to a hover, cow lunge. Breathe your heart forward. Open up to the front of your left hip. On your exhale, cat lunge, lengthen your legs, find your hamstring stretch. This time as you bend your knees, left knee lowers to the earth. For your inhale, go ahead and lift your heart in your hands. And on your exhale, tabletop pose. Plant your palms. Just bring your right knee to meet your left. Breathing in, cow pose, lift your heart and tailbone. On your exhale, cat pose, around your spine, really draw your shoulders out of your ears. As you rediscover neutral, tuck your toes with your inhale and hover your knees as you exhale. So an option to stay here, option to drop your knees, option to lift your left leg up and back with your right knee hovered. Option to lift your left leg up and back with your right knee on the earth. So you decide what feels best for you. Make sure your navel is pulled tightly to your spine if you have a lifted left leg. That's going to challenge your left glute to engage a little bit more. Take your inhale. Left knee towards your nose as you exhale. High plank pose. Left foot steps back. Right foot steps back. From your core, downward facing dog. Pelvis to the sky. Inhale to lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the top of your yoga mat, forward fold. We'll inhale to our halfway lift. And exhale to release. Rise to stand as you fill your lungs to be circle sweep, reaching wide and up. On your exhale, soft knees, goddess arms, elbows open. Allow your hands to fall to interlace behind you for your chest expansion bend. Elbows can be bent, or you can lengthen your arms. Inhale, lift your chest with your shoulder blades, boost your heart up high. Keep or release the bend as you soften your knees and hinge forward towards your forward fold. Now try to let your head hang heavy, and then use that bind of your hands and push the knuckles of your fingers up to the sky to draw the heads of your shoulders up away from your ears. Continue to relax your head. With or without your bind, soft knees, you're going to inhale to a halfway lift. Crown of the head elongates forward. Exhale, forward fold, release your hands. Step your right foot to the back of your yoga mat. Cow lunge, right knee dips to hover on your inhale. And then cat lunge, lengthen both your legs as you exhale. Begin to bend into your knees again. This time, right knee releases to the earth. Just for your inhale, lift up, see your heart and your hands. And then as you exhale, this time we're stepping back to our high plank. Plant your palms, lift your back knee, left foot joins your right. Knees up or down, checking in with your energy level and what feels true for you. We'll inhale to shift forward. And then as you empty your lungs, slow motion descend down to the earth. Feel your elbows stretch back, feel your shoulders pull out of your ears as you find your way to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, low cobra. Feel the strength along your spine. Float your heart away from the earth. And then exhale to release. Inhale, low or maybe high cobra. Option to lift a little bit taller. Navel pulls in, stretch to the belly. And exhale to release. Gecko pose on the earth. This time, hands go wide. As you tighten your fingertips, slide your elbows forward over your wrists, shoulders out of ears. We'll inhale to lift the chest, option to push through your finger pads to lift taller if that feels okay in your body. Exhale to dip your left shoulder towards center, look towards the right. Follow your in-breath to lengthen. And exhale to second side. Good, inhale, lift, lengthen. And exhale, lower through the midline. Hands by your low ribs for upward facing dog. Inhale to open your chest, option for cobra instead. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hips find the sky. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. We'll inhale our right leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. And on your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. And think about your right knee lifting up and away from your right hip point. Take an inhale. On your exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, lizard lunge. Left knee lowers to the earth. From here, reach your right hand forward as you inhale. And then your exhale, swim it back into your twist. Option for your left heel to draw towards your left seat. So you can just use the strength of your hamstring to pull your left heel close. Or if you'd like to, right hand connects to left foot for your twisted monkey. Spiral your heart open towards the sky. And then think about breathing your rib cage in the opposite direction of your pelvis. As you breathe out, we're going to release right hand to the inside of our right foot. Tuck your back toes underneath and lift your back knee off the ground. Lean into your right foot. Rather than pushing off your left toes, think about pulling from your right foot, Malasana squat. Take a big step forward, toes turn slightly wide, sink into your squat. And then lift up proud through your chest. Rather than dumping into the range of motion of your body, think about lifting up like 2 inches out of your deepest range. Okay, feel your shoulders tip slightly back over your pelvis. Then we push through our feet. We're going to inhale slow motion, circle straight to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, turn your toes forward, soften your knees, functional forward fold. Pull your pelvis way back as you reach the crown of your head and fingertips way far forward and go all the way to the earth. We'll inhale to a halfway lift, extend your spine. On your exhale, hands on the insides of your feet, lean into your right foot. Pull your left heel to your seat like a little flamingo leg for a second, and then slow motion step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat. From here, high plank pose, plant your palms, right foot joins your left. We'll inhale to shift forward, exhale slow motion to your belly. As you untuck your toes, Breathe into a low or high cobra with your inhale. And release as you exhale. Walk your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx pose. As you press down with your elbows, draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Press through your palms, push your fingertips into the earth actively. So just pushing through the elbows won't give us quite the full expression of what this shape has to offer. Press down through your palms, push your finger pads into the earth. And then draw your rib cage away from your pelvis, big breath in. On your exhale, your elbows go wide, belly down, Shavasana, stack your forehead on the backs of your hands, take an inhale. And then keep your forehead and the backs of your hands connected and let that whole unit off the earth as you exhale. Strengthening through the upper back, shoulders out of ears, elbows wide. Forehead and the backs of the hands push into each other as you float your chest off the earth. Breathe the crown of your head towards the ceiling. On your exhale, as you release, hands by your low ribs, forehead to the earth. We inhale to our upward facing dog lift. On your exhale, downward facing dog, hips go back. With the breath in, lengthen your left leg to the sky. On exhalation, bend your knee, open your hip. With your left glute strength, lift your left knee. Take an inhale. Then step your left foot wide to the outside of your left hand on your exhale. Release your right knee down. Breathe your left fingertips forward. On your out breath, twist it open. And an option to stay here, option to draw your right heel towards your seat. So just the strength of your right leg drawing in is not better or worse or more advanced or less advanced than catching your foot. These are technically two different openings, right? This is more passive because your hand is pulling your foot towards your seat. This is more active because you're just using the strength of your right hamstring. So both serve their purpose and both are different. So you can try both on. Wherever you are, take an inhale, think broad open chest. On your exhale, as you release, you'll find your lifted lizard lunge, back knee lifts off the earth. Lean into your left foot and become to your fingertips. From the power of your left foot, Movasana, squat, step it forward. As you sink into your squat, get tall through your torso, find that little bit of buoyancy underneath your booty, take a breath. Your outer glutes actively help open your knees as you slowly root to rise. Urdhva Hastasana. Deep breath in as you circle sweep. As you breathe out, turn your toes forward, functional forward fold. Generous bend in the knees. Hinge at your hips. At the bottom, find a halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale your hands towards the insides of your feet. As you bend into your left knee, shift your weight to your left foot, flamingo your right heel to your seat. And then slowly step your right foot to the back of your yoga mat. Finding your way to high plank pose, your left foot steps back to join your right. Okay, this time knees up or knees down, we're gonna inhale forward. Exhale, option for chaturanga. We're meeting in downward facing dog when you're ready. So you find your way to down dog, deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. As you breathe out, knee towards nose, shift forward. Three-legged dog, inhale. Bend your knee and open your hip as you exhale. Slowly step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat. And from the power of your legs and your breath, inhale to your high crescent. On your exhale, goddess, your arms, elbows open wide. With breath in, reach your hands to the sky. Breath out takes you to warrior two. Let your left heel rotate to the earth. Make any adjustments and then settle in. We'll breathe into reverse our warrior. Right hand reaches to the ceiling. You gotta think rib cage off of pelvis. Your right ribs float off your right hip. Pausing here on your exhale, look down towards your back foot, shoulder out of ear. Take an extra inhale. And then side angle. Elbow towards thigh, left hand to the sky. As you commit to the lunge in your side angle, think about creating a lift out of your right arm. And then find your extended side angle, your top hand's gonna reach overhead. You're rotating your palm of your left hand to the earth. Your left thumb rotates to the wall behind you. Shoulder out of ear. Think about taking your left thumb to the wall behind your heart. With your shoulder out of your ear, inhale, rotate your gaze towards the sky. On your exhale, you're gonna reach your left arm to the back of your yoga mat and turn your gaze forward towards your right toes. Now your left palm's facing the earth. Feel your left shoulder pull out of your ear. We'll take that twice more. As you inhale, extended crescent, top hand goes overhead. Slight rotation of your gaze towards the sky, doesn't have to be completely up. And as you exhale, look down to the earth and reach your left hand back. Reach the earth, fingertips, shoulder pulls out of ear. One more time, inhale, extended side angle. Then exhale as you reach back. Look down towards your right toe, shoulder out of ear. Push to your right heel, push to the four corners of your right foot. Slowly reverse your triangle. Lengthen up and out as you inhale. Look down towards your left toes. On your exhale, turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your yoga mat. And then diving to the left, sweep it down into your wide-legged forward fold. Find an inhale to lift up halfway. On your exhale, heels come in for goddess squat legs. Just walk your hands up to your thighs. On your inhale, open your chest. Exhale, bend. Let's bend our right elbow. And then from there, dip your left shoulder in. So when you bend the right elbow, it gives you a little more depth in your twist. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Inhale brings you back to center. When your exhale, you're gonna bend your left elbow and dip your right shoulder in. Maybe turn your gaze towards the sky. And we'll breathe back through the midline. As you breathe out, wide-legged forward fold, turn your toes forward, dive down. Bend into your right knee for this lifted lateral lunge. So rather than sinking to Skandasana, stay lifted. Left fingertips to the earth, twist your right hand to the sky. Push your heels down and forward to stretch your sits bones back. Use your left hand to pull your rib cage away from your tailbone. Then think about pushing your left hand down to the earth and towards your left foot to facilitate the rotation of your spine. So you're using the leverage of the earth to twist deeper. Breath in. And on your exhalation, bend into your left knee, rotating to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge. Three-legged dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee to nose. Three-legged dog, big breath in. Bend your knee and open your hip, breath out. Step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Take your time, heart floats up first slightly, and then high crescent lunge from your proud lifted chest. Breathe in to rise tall. Exhale, goddess arms, elbows stretch open. Inhale, reach to the sky. As you empty your lungs, warrior two. Pivot, adjust, and settle in. And take a moment here. Actively reach through your middle fingers, create space across your chest. And from that length, from your wingspan, inhale to reverse. With your exhale, maybe rotate your gaze down towards your right foot. Let your left shoulder stay away from your ear, spacious to your neck. One more breath into your left side body. With breath out, side angle pose. Lean forward. And think about a lift out of your left thigh bone. So oftentimes what happens here is we start to dump into the left leg and our left shoulder creeps up to our ear. So push down with your left forearm and use your core to lift out of your left forearm at the same time. Extended side angle, your right hand's gonna reach overhead. And as you rotate your palm towards the earth, reach your right thumb towards the wall behind you, but keep your front ribs gently knit, navel to spine. Energy down and back through your right heel. Maybe spin your gaze slightly up to the ceiling as you inhale. On your exhale, as your right hand reaches away, palm rotates towards the earth. Look down towards your left toes. Really draw your right shoulder out of your ear. Twice more, we inhale, extended side angle. You can either just look forward or you can rotate your gaze up. And exhale, reach it back. Gaze goes towards your left toes. Right shoulder reaches out of your ear. Long through the nape of your neck. One more time, we inhale, extended side angle. And exhale, reach and rotate your gaze down towards your left toes. From the power of your left foot, think a root to rise. So push through your left foot to reverse your triangle. We inhale up. And your exhale, gaze towards your right foot. Left toes turn to the long edge of your yoga mat and left hand leads the way. Sweep it down to your wide-legged forward fold. And from your wide-legged forward fold, breathe into your halfway lift. Exhale, heels in, goddess squat, hands to your thighs, just crawl it up. Okay, from here a little bit different. So we're going to start to lift our shoulders to stack over our hips. And then take your hands out wide. And you're going to internally rotate one shoulder in as you externally rotate the other. So in this case, as my right palms, let's lead with the thumb. So as my right thumb turns towards where I'm looking and all the way around the internal rotation, my left thumb is flipping towards the wall behind me. Hopefully that translates over Zoom. And you're gonna switch. So you're gonna internally rotate your left shoulder and externally rotate your right shoulder. Just flipping your palms up and down. Okay. From here, we're going to eagle wrap our right arm underneath our left. Shoulders out of ears. Elbows lift up in opposition, hands away from face. As you inhale, lift your chest. Think cow spine. On your exhale, round your thoracic spine, your upper back. Think cat spine. Head and fingertips drop towards the earth. As you breathe in, lift it back up. Exhale, goddess arms. If you want, you can lengthen your legs for a moment. In the second side, as your hands go wide, sink back in. If you lift it out, left arm goes underneath your right. Do the opposite of whatever you did before. Shoulders out of ears. Elbows lifted, hands away from face. Inhale, think cow spine, lift your heart, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, cat spine, curl in, pull your navel to your spine, feel your core light up. Head hangs heavy. As you breathe back up, you're gonna breathe out to unwind through goddess arms. This time, do lengthen your legs. You're gonna turn your toes forward, interlace your hands behind you, chest expansion, bind, breath in. Soft knees hinge forward, breath out. Okay. Giving your chest expansion, bind, one breath. Try to let your head hang heavy. We'll release our hands down to the earth. We gotta hit our side lunge. So you're gonna bend into your left knee. Right fingertips find the ground, left hand reaches to the sky. Think sits bones back, heart forward. We use the earth as leverage to help you rotate. Shoulders out of ears, breathe in. As you breathe out, bend into your right knee, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat, pivot all the way around. Then from here, listen, we're gonna step forward into a forward fold. Left foot meets your right. Just soften your knees, hinge forward. Take an inhale and an exhale. Now let your knees bend really, really generously.
Head is heavy, tailbone is heavy. We're gonna roll up to stand super slow. Take as long as you want. The back of your heart leads the way. Your head will be last to lift. Tailbone is weighted down towards the earth. Head is just following the rest of the spine. As you find your way up, there's again no rush. You're gonna draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Back and down, opening your palms forward, Tadasana. Make it proud through your chest. Take a breath through your nose. And open up, exhale, let it go. Good. From here, inhale your hands, circles you to the sky. And exhale your hands to heart center. Lean your energy into your left foot, come to right tippy toes. Just giving your left leg a moment to adjust to that transfer of your energy, your weight to left side. From here, we're going to bring our right knee up. Option to stay here, just in your one-legged mountain. Option for figure four, right ankle on your left thigh. Maybe sink back into your one-legged chair, Ekapada Utkatasana. This could also be tree pose, Vrikshasana, if you prefer tree. You can keep your hands at your heart, or you could also explore your eagle arms. Right arm underneath your left, or your chest expansion bind, reaching back behind you as I fall over. Oh my gosh. Okay. You choose your arm variation. Find your breath. There you go. My left leg is like, I'm not ready to stand on, have your entire body stand on it. Here we go. One-legged Tadasana from whatever variation you're in. You're going to rise up, reach your hands to the sky, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot to the earth. Release hands to heart center, close your eyes. Take a breath in. And open up, exhale out. Option here, I like to, in between standing bounds, take my feet a little bit wide, like about max distance apart, and then do a little figure eight with my hips. So bend into your right knee, sweep your right hip around, then take it to the left. Sweeping back and forth. Maybe reverse that figure eight just to kind of release out through the hips. After the standing bonds. Cool. Second side. So finding your way to your mountain, maybe hands down at your heart. Begin to lift up through your core, your pelvic floor, and then lean into your right foot and come to left tippy toes. When you're ready, finding the strength of your center, float your left knee into the sky, and then you can decide from here to stay or to go into figure four or tree pose. So then you decide what feels true for you this morning. And we breathe. You're adding eagle arms, that's left arm underneath your right. Or you can chest expansion bind, interlacing your hands behind you. My body is struggling just to stand on one leg. My mind is struggling just to use words. So I'll be here, take one or two more breaths. When you start to feel complete on this side, you're going to super slowly with control begin to breathe your way up and out. And then breath out, place your left foot to the earth. Take an option to walk your feet a little wide and do some figure eights with your hips, just going like maybe once or twice in each direction. And also just kind of like bend into one knee, push your hips to the side, and bend into the opposite knee, pushing your hips towards that side. Cool. From here, go ahead and soften your knees and dive forward to your forward fold. Option for one more halfway lift, and then bend your knees and have a seat. Cool. Lowering to the back body, you can hug your knees to your chest and relax back. I know a lot of you said you were low energy, so feel free to just release to the ground. Otherwise, option for heel anchors to reignite your core a little bit. Flex your toes to the ceiling, dig your heels into the earth, draw your navel to your spine and reach tall with your breath in. Then exhale, shoulders out of ears. We slowly descend all the way to the back of the body. Once we get there, knees to chest. Maybe a modified happy baby, so hands to the fronts of your knees, let your knees fall open wide as you inhale. And then open mouth exhale. We'll take one round of bridge pose before we take our final twists and things. So heels stacked beneath your knees, feet about hip distance apart. Take an inhale. On your exhale, if you'd like to lift your hips into your bridge, roots of your feet, and lift your pelvis towards the sky. Feel the backs of your arms driving into the earth. Feel your shoulder blades help to lift your heart towards the sky, towards the back of the room. Shoulders draw out of your ears. Core is strong. And as you pause here and integrate, take 2 slow cycles of breath. Then finding your inhale. Follow your exhale, lower down slowly. Bring your right knee to your right shoulder. And send your left leg long across the earth. As you pull your right knee in, option to curl your nose up towards your knee, shoulders out of ears. Then hug your left thigh to the midline as you breathe. With your breath out, head and shoulders release back. Supine twist, right knee reaches across you to the left. And a heaviness through your right shoulder. And 2 to 3 cycles of breath. When you're ready to find your way back through center, just at your own pace, there is no rush. You'll roll into your back. And then just exchange your legs. Left knee draws in, right leg reaches. Draw your right thigh to the midline. Maybe curl your nose up towards your left knee. Take an inhalation. Your exhalation, head and shoulders release back. Supine twist, left knee tips to the right. Just when you feel balanced, you'll eventually find your way back to center. And then we're going to take an inversion, so you can decide just to send your legs up towards the sky, softest in your knees. Actually, let's all start here. So some people call this waterfall, but legs up to the sky, let your knees be soft. Applying gravity to help root your pelvis and the back of your torso to the earth. Back of your skull is heavy. And then breathe. You have the option to stay here exactly as you are, or you can start to make your way into your plow pose and or shoulder stand, or even ear pinning pose. Toes go overhead for plow. Hands support your low back. Toes go to the sky for shoulder stand. And wherever you are, take maybe 5 cycles of breath. When you're ready to release out, use a little bit of core energy and let your knees bend as you roll down. Place your feet to the earth, the Supta Baddha Konasana, your supine butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open wide. Maybe bring one hand to rest on your belly and one hand to rest on your heart. Just beginning to breathe a little bit more intensely here. Inhale to your belly. Let your breath rise up to your rib cage. And lastly, to your chest. As you exhale, releasing from top down, feel your heart space soften. Rib cage let go. And belly surrenders. Just taking at least 2 more cycles of breath like that, breathing in from bottom to top. Feel exhale from top to bottom. Feel free to stay here, otherwise reaching down to the outsides of your thighs, hold your knees back together. Draw your knees towards your heart. Maybe curl your nose up towards your knees, creating a big stretch to the nape of your neck as you inhale. And then we'll release into Shavasana with exhale. Allowing your body to completely release into the earth. Give yourself a moment to make any adjustments to your shape. And then allow yourself just to settle in. These last few minutes of our practice devoted just to being in stillness. And being in our bodies as we are.
Your mind has started to drift. It's concentrating all of your attention back to your breath for one more minute, one more moment. As you feel the sensation of your breath in and your breath out, you can make the conscious choice just to stay exactly as you are. You can bring one or both hands to your heart, or you can find your way to a seat. It just depends where you want to close out your practice today. And then we take this final moment to pause in gratitude. Grateful for the yoga practice, and the pathway that it lays out for us towards deeper understanding and deeper connection, to tapping into our innate wisdom and the teacher within. Grateful for our bodies and our breath, the life force energy that sustains us and the vessel that moves us through this human experience. And then grateful for this time that we shared and the energy that we exchanged through practicing together. So in gratitude, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And an open mouth exhale, just let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, our guides in living with authenticity and loving deeply each and every day. Thank you so much for being here, and namaste.